A little while ago, I posted a 10-minute training video, which I often do, and that's typically how I train during the day. I do 10-minute chunks, perhaps even 5 to 10-minute chunks of training, and I'll pick 2 to 3 movements and just focus on executing those movements. So it keeps my programming very simple, it keeps me focused, and it keeps me energized throughout the day. In one of those videos, I was doing a military press, and one of the students online noticed that I rotate right before I go into my press. And the question was, well, why do you do that? What's the benefit of rotating? Well, first of all, I appreciate the comment and I appreciate you noticing it. The rotation is very interesting when it comes to the press. And typically you'll hear people say, well, you shouldn't rotate when you're doing a military press. It's not good for the spine. I don't know, I disagree with that. Of course, there's always 2 sides to the story, but in my case, and I think it's something that everybody should try, is a slight rotation while keeping the abs engaged in the glutes is perfectly fine. In fact, it's going to, in my opinion, help assist your military press. So when I say rotate, what am I exactly doing? So this is after I clean that kettlebell. I will rotate and shift the load over my hip and my leg, and then I go into my press. So a couple things occur when I'm doing the rotation. Number one, I'm shifting the load from here to over my hip, which gives me a great base of support to press from. So if you think about a heavy weight, something that you've pressed it was a challenge for you, you'll notice that your body will find a way to get the base under that weight, whether it's you leaning away from the bell like this. The body's going to figure out how to shift the support, the base of support, to press that bell overhead. So all I'm doing is I'm helping the body assist that, and I'm adding a little bit of rotation into it, which gives me some momentum in my press. Now, again, some people will say, well, if you have momentum in your press, it's not really a military press. It could be considered a push press. Well, I'm not using my legs. I'm kind of using that momentum and going into the press. So yes, it does help facilitate the press itself by adding some momentum to it. But when it's all said and done, you're still pressing that weight over your head to a lockout position. So it's not easy. All I'm doing is shifting that weight over my hip and over that down leg where I need that support. So if you look at the 2 styles that are well known out there, the Gearvik Sport, the GS style and the hard style, if you think about the hard style method, you're front loaded here, right? So that weight is supported by what? Your lats and your core. It's much harder to press from that position. Where if you look at a GS athlete, if you notice, if you take like profile shots of them when they're doing their push press, jerks, or presses, their hips are underneath them. And if you think about why they're doing that, well, number one, it's for endurance because they're moving a lot of weight over a long period of time. So if you're doing that, you can't do the hard style method, right? You can't keep the load in front of you and your hips under you. Behind you. You have to get the hips under you in order to support that weight for a long period of time. So if you think about it, that's what I'm doing here when I'm doing the military press. I'm getting the weight underneath me, my hips underneath me, to support that load to press from. So if you've never experienced this, if you haven't played with it, try grabbing a small to medium-sized bell that you know you could press for 3 to 5 reps and get a little bit of rotation, and think about getting that elbow right over that hip and press from that position. You're going to notice that the press is probably going to be easier because you have a nice base of support to press from. And I encourage you to try doing that style with the rotation, try doing the hard style, and just kind of note the differences between your military press. So all I'm doing here is rotating and shifting that weight underneath my hip in order for me to press that load over your head. So I appreciate the comment, appreciate the observation, and take a shot and see what it feels like.